Hello and welcome. My name is Jill Turley. I'm a National Nutrition Advisor for the Alliance for a Healthier Generation, and I'm joining you today from Fayetteville, Arkansas. I support out-of-school time sites working to create a healthier out-of-school time environment by building a healthy eating culture and implementing policies and practices to support healthy eating and good nutrition. Today we will explore Healthy Eating 04, Social Support from the Alliance for a Healthier Generation's Healthy Out-of-School Time Framework. This standard states, our organization and staff create a social environment, including positive relationships among staff, youth, families, and community that encourages children to enjoy healthy foods. Over the next few minutes, we will explore some of the best practices that support this standard and why they are important, as well as ideas for how to engage youth when implementing this standard. At the end of this on-demand learning opportunity, you will walk away with an understanding of the role that staff, family, and community engagement play in creating a healthy eating culture. You will be able to identify at least 2 concrete action steps you could take to implement this standard, and you will be able to identify where to go to find additional resources. You will need a pen and notebook for this learning opportunity. Think for a moment about the support network you have at your site. I would like you to identify some key stakeholders in that support network. Pause this video and take a moment to list those key stakeholders and their role. Keep that list handy. Now let's dive a little deeper into the best practices that support this standard. Foods and beverages should never be used as a reward or punishment. Rewarding youth with food based on performance or behavior encourages them to eat outside of snack or meal times or to eat when they are not hungry. Additionally, this practice has the potential to create a lifelong habit of rewarding or comforting themselves with food. Once these habits have been formed, eating outside of meal or snack times, eating when we are not hungry, and comforting ourselves with food are all difficult habits to break in adulthood. Rewarding youth with food can undermine healthy eating messages and reinforce unhealthy eating habits. Food, even healthy food, should never be used as a reward, reinforcement, or punishment for youth. To help support this practice, provide staff with a list of non-food rewards. All events and celebrations serve or sell foods and beverages that meet the Alliance Food and Beverage Guidelines. Celebrations can include healthy options, but holidays and birthdays can also take on a non-food focus and instead provide opportunities for more play and physical activity and time to enjoy music, dance, games, sports, and other fun activities. Evolving practices and standards around foods and beverages creates a unique opportunity for starting new traditions to celebrate special days during out-of-school time. To help support this practice and begin to change traditions, provide a list of healthy celebration ideas to staff, youth, and parents. Sometimes it's difficult to think of ways to change celebrations up, but providing an example can help spark ideas and encourage creativity and out-of-the-box thinking. Fundraisers serve or sell foods and beverages that meet the Alliance Food and Beverage Guidelines or rely on non-food items. Fundraisers can be successful and engage youth, the community, and out-of-school time programs in meaningful ways without undermining healthy eating and good nutrition messages. It is important that fundraisers reflect the healthy eating goals of your program. As with celebrations, it is helpful to provide a list of ideas to staff, youth, and parents. Provide examples of fundraisers that include healthy foods and beverages or ideas for non-food fundraisers. Celebrations and fundraisers should be part of your nutrition goals because it is important to send a consistent healthy eating message. Promoting healthy options during meal or snack times while allowing foods high in calories, fat, sugar, and sodium during celebrations or frequent fundraisers sends youth conflicting messages. Next, we will discuss the role that staff play in the implementation of this standard. There are 3 best practices that address staff's role. Staff sit and eat the daily program snack or meal with youth. Staff discuss the health benefits of the snack or meal components with youth and have a process in place for discussing inappropriate food choices with youth. Staff do not bring in or consume personal foods or beverages in front of youth other than those items that would appear on the program's menu. Youth pick up on the comments they hear and habits they see, and it makes it more difficult for them to develop healthy eating habits if they are getting mixed messages. Model healthy eating habits yourself. For example, drink water. Think about the foods and beverages you bring in and consume. What message do they send? If your program is focusing on good nutrition, it is important that staff do not bring in or consume unhealthy foods and beverages in front of youth. Youth pick up on our behaviors. If they see us drinking water and snacking on fruits and veggies, that sends a message about the importance of good nutrition. Eating with youth also sends a message that the healthy meal or snack is an important part of their day. While eating with them, talk to them about the foods they are eating. If there is a fruit or vegetable that day, for example, talk with them about fruits and vegetables. Get the conversation going and explore the other fruits and vegetables they like to eat. And enjoy the meal or snack yourself. Don't be afraid to try new foods. For example, if there's an unfamiliar food as a snack, show them you're not afraid to try new things. This encourages them to do the same. If you know what the snack or meal is ahead of time, research a fun, healthy fact or two about that food and help facilitate the conversation during meal or snack time. Staff modeling of healthy eating behaviors reinforces healthy eating habits and contributes to a healthy eating message. It's also important to stay positive. Youth catch positive and negative messages. If they truly don't like something, talk to them about why. Is it the preparation? Is it the look? Is it because they are unfamiliar with it? Have they ever tried it? Would they like to try this green vegetable over that green vegetable? Our opinions can influence theirs. Remember that positive and negative comments about food influence youth's attitudes on food. Avoid talking negatively about food. Instead, focus on the importance of filling up with healthy foods because they are full of nutrients that help them grow and learn. Talk with youth about how healthy foods give them more energy and help them stay fuller longer than sugary, fatty foods. Healthy foods are important for fueling their bodies and their minds. Good nutrition is important to help them grow up strong and give them energy so they can be active, but it also helps them learn and focus better. Several best practices address family and community involvement. Our program's nutrition education materials are available to families through pamphlets, newsletters, email blasts, or other means. Foods and beverages served or sold at family and community events meet the Alliance Food and Beverage Guidelines. Families receive guidelines about food and beverages that may be brought into the program by the family members or youth. Our program has a process in place for discussing inappropriate food and beverage choices with families. Our program's healthy eating messages are shared and discussed during parent or family or community meetings. And our program develops family advisory groups or community network groups to support healthy eating in the community and at home. Communicating with parents and the community about healthy eating efforts at your program site helps them feel informed and reinforces your message. Sharing information about healthy eating guidelines and resources for foods and beverages that meet those guidelines encourages support from families. Do not use. Sharing information about healthy eating guidelines and resources for foods and beverages that meet those guidelines encourages support from families and the community. Think about your communication strategy for your parents and your community. Let's explore some ideas for communication. You could create a calendar for communication with parents, which includes topics to focus on as well as methods of delivery. Share your success. Brag about healthy eating practices at family or community meetings. If you are convening an advisory committee of parents and community members, send nice invitations to potential members so they know they are part of something important. Provide committee members with resources to share at home and in the community. Now let's discuss some ways to get youth involved when implementing this standard. Survey youth to find out what kinds of non-food rewards might speak to and motivate them. Have youth help develop a list of non-food fundraisers. Let them research needs in their community and determine if there is some way to have a fundraiser to meet that need, such as event parking or snow shoveling. Let youth develop and design non-food celebration menus to share with parents and staff. Survey youth to find out what kinds of healthy foods and beverages speak to them. Youth can also create the surveys, distribute them to their peers, analyze the results, and report those results to the appropriate parties. Hold taste tests to determine which healthy foods and beverages youth like. Allow them to participate in the organization of the taste tests and let them be responsible for running it. Encourage youth to plan a healthy community celebration. Let them take part in the menu planning and, if possible, the food preparation and serving. Let them demonstrate to parents and community members how to make a healthy snack, for example. Encourage youth to look at the meal or snack menu ahead of time and research a fun fact about an unfamiliar item to share with their peers. Youth accept changes more readily and excitedly when they feel like they were part of the process and can take ownership of the pieces of the result. We're almost done. Let's review some examples of action steps you could take today. Draft a policy that food is never used as a reward or punishment. Provide a list of healthy foods and beverages for celebrations and events to participants, staff, and parents. Brainstorm non-food fundraisers with participants, staff, and community stakeholders. Obtain the snack or meal menu ahead of time and develop a plan for staff to talk with participants about the healthy items on the menu. Draft a policy that staff do not bring in or consume foods or beverages that do not meet the program's nutrition standards. Based on the resources and capabilities of your program, develop a plan for communicating nutrition education efforts to families, such as email blasts, bulletin boards, and handouts. Invite family members and community stakeholders to be members of a healthy eating advisory group. Now take out the list that you made at the beginning of this learning opportunity. Now that we have gone through this information, do you feel like you're ready to address Healthy Eating 04? If so, think again about your support network. Have you identified any additional key members of that network? Have you thought of new members that you might need to engage in order to support the best practices in this standard? Pause this learning opportunity and jot down any additional key stakeholders you have thought of. Now think about potential action steps you might take today. Take another pause here to identify those steps. If you are not ready to address Healthy Eating 04, pause for a moment and think about when you might be ready. Will it be mid-year? What about this summer? Will it be next year? Are there any steps you need to take in order to feel like you are ready to address Healthy Eating 04? Are there any key stakeholders you need to engage in the meantime? I hope you have learned some strategies for implementing the Healthy Eating 04 Social Support Standard today. The information in this learning opportunity is meant to be a general overview for this standard. For additional information and resources, visit host.healthiergeneration.org. Here you will find a roadmap to help guide you through implementing Healthy Eating 04, a list of non-food rewards, a Healthy Celebrations resource, examples of non-food fundraisers as well as healthy fundraisers that involve food, a Healthy Community Events playbook, and tools to help you identify healthier foods and beverages. In addition to these resources, please reach out to me at any time with questions about healthy eating practices and making change at your site. Thank you for your time today.